Hey everybody, my name is Melanie, for those that are new here, and I've been sharing my cancer journey, currently cancer-free, which is amazing, and we are home. We're home. We've been living with my parents for 7 months during my treatment, and we are home, and it's amazing, and I will share more on that later. I plan to do a live probably next week. I was going to try it for this week, but we're also taking our first trip at the end of the week, and so we've just got a lot going on. But I wanted to get on real quick and share this before I pitch this boost, because it was hiding out in our fridge here, and I am done with boosts, finally. But I did want to share, for those that are going through treatment and even after treatment, for those trying to maintain their weight or put on weight, some of the things that have been helpful for me. I lost a lot of weight during my treatment, and basically, before pregnancy I was 135. Obviously, I found out about the cancer when I was pregnant, so I was like 145, 150. I am now 105, and I cannot put weight on to save my life. Like, I'm eating more again, but I just cannot get the weight on. So I have been doing, that is one other thing I've been doing. Let me get that. Welcome to my kitchen. Be right back. Welcome to this monstrosity. Yeah, been doing that. We'll tell you about that as well. But during treatment, during my initial chemo, I was fine. I was able to eat. It wasn't fun because I was really losing taste. I was having mouth sores, but I was still pretty much able to eat. I wasn't nauseous, anything like that. During chemo and radiation, sorry if you hear something in the background, it is Steve, the robot vac, doing his duty to our home. But when I started the chemo radiation combo, wrecked me. Nausea, my mouth got so dry. Even now, I have a really hard time with chicken and pork if it doesn't have like sauce or if it's not super moist. It just feels like chewing sawdust, kind of. So still working on that, but basically during treatment, I could not keep anything down, even like a thick smoothie. I was trying smoothies for a little while, and nope, I would throw those up. So at one point there was discussion of a feeding tube, but they said if I could drink boosts, that I could basically, like, drinking boosts throughout the day would be the equivalent of getting a feeding tube. So to avoid a feeding tube, I tried that. And ideally they wanted me getting through 4 a day. I was hitting about 3. But this one is Boost Plus, and so it has 360 calories, but what I was doing these you can get at the store. So like Walmart, Target, Publix, wherever, you can get these at the store. I ended up having to do the very high calorie boost, and you can only get those, I mean, I'm sure you can get them maybe other places, but the stores around us don't have them, so I got them on Amazon. And it's like, I don't know, 50-something bucks for a 24-pack. So during treatment, when I just needed to get in as many calories as I could, the very high calorie boost is the way to go if you're needing to maintain your weight. Very high calorie boost was the highest calorie drink we could find. Now, I do not love the ingredients in Boost. It does have the vitamins and nutrients and stuff that you need, but it's just, the ingredients aren't great in my opinion. Just a lot of oil, not a lot of high quality ingredients. And so my dietitian gave me a couple samples of, it's called Kate Farms, and this actually it's a formula that's used in feeding tubes. A family created it for their daughter who is on a feeding tube and they wanted higher quality ingredients in the formula that was going into her, because that's how she's going to eat for the rest of her life. Why shouldn't she be able to have high quality ingredients in the things that she's consuming? So Kate Farms is higher quality ingredients. It just doesn't have as many calories as the Boost very high calorie. And it's also a good bit more expensive. So I have both the standard 1 point calories, which this is 325 calories in the whole thing. And then I also have the 1.4, which this has 455 calories. These do have more sugar than the very high calorie Boost, which I found surprising. I did like that the very high calorie Boost has less sugar, but these definitely have better ingredients, but they are quite a bit more expensive. So like I said, the very high calorie Boost, it's a 24 pack. They're also smaller than these. So if you are really struggling to get things down, the very high calorie Boosts, like I said, are the way to go, because this is 11 ounces. I want to say the Boosts are 8 ounces. And so you have less that you have to get down and you get more calories. And so I was doing those pretty much throughout treatment and even after treatment for a long time until I could start somewhat eating solid foods. Now that I am eating solid foods, I am done with Boost. One, it's a little more mooky. Both are kind of, not mooky, mooky is not the right word, just thick, almost like a melted milkshake. And I just don't love the texture, but you do what you gotta do. Anyways, now that I'm eating solid foods, I was hoping I would start putting weight on, but I'm not. So I have now I'm doing the Kate Farms. But I'm justifying the cost of the more expense. So, sorry, I got sidetracked. The very high calorie Boost 24 pack is like 50-ish something bucks. For the 1.0 Kate Farms, it's a 12 pack, and I want to say it's like 30 something, 40 bucks for 12. Then the 1.4, which is the 455 calorie, it is 6 pack for like 30 bucks. So, like I said, definitely a little more expensive, but much better ingredients, and I don't feel as bad because spending more money on it. Originally, I had tried to call the place that, like, the distributor that sells these. It's a medical company, and it was like 100-something bucks for, I can't remember, for maybe a 12-pack of these, and I was like, Back when I was doing the Boosts, I was like, I'll just stick with the Boosts for now. But Amazon sells these, and I'll make sure to link everything that I'm talking about in the description. But Amazon sells these, and I'm justifying the cost because now what I'm doing to try and at least not lose any more weight and hopefully start to slowly put on weight is in the morning, I get this big old guy out. It's a mass gainer, which is basically for people who are like workout people and are trying to gain all their muscle mass. But for me, it's trying to just maintain my weight, and the serving size recommended is 4 scoops, and it equals 1,280 calories. I do not do 4 scoops. I do 2 scoops, but I also add avocado, banana, and some other berries to my smoothie, as well as a little bit of bone broth and then water. Make a smoothie so that I at least know, starting out my morning, I'm getting at least like 800 calories to start the day. And so I've really been liking this. It's not overly chalky. It's not overly like yucky flavor, and everything in it is organic, and they use coconut sugar as opposed to regular sugar, which I prefer, which I like. I'm trying to stay as far away from like refined sugars as I can. I'm not completely eliminating them, just it's too hard, but I am trying to stay away from them. So the fact that this is made with coconut sugar makes me feel better, but it's got also a bunch of like amino acids and stuff just to help your muscles, which my muscles need it. So this is the vegan one. I just like the flavor's a little lighter than their regular chocolate, which is dairy based. But Naked Mass Gainer is my morning, making sure I'm getting calories, and then I eat lunch and I eat dinner, like a solid foods meal. Sometimes it's a bit more of a struggle than others. Sometimes I can eat the whole lunch, other times I can't. Sometimes I can eat the whole dinner, other times I can't. But either way, it's smaller portions still for me. I'm still having a really hard time doing portion sizes that I used to be able to do. Eating is still just a process and going slow. So then, after dinner, after I shower and get ready for bed, in the evening, I do the Kate Farms. And I'm justifying the cost because I extend it out, usually. So if I've eaten pretty decently for lunch and dinner, then I just have maybe a third. Because once you open the Kate Farms, it's good for like 4 days. It says it on here. Let's see, what does it say? Yeah, 4 days. Once you put it in the fridge, it's good for 4 days. And so if I've had a pretty decent lunch and dinner, I'll do a third, just to make sure I'm getting more calories in. If I haven't, I'll do a half, sometimes a whole, very rarely a whole, but I'll do a half. And then I fill it, so once I've drunk either the third or the half, I'll fill it to the top with bone broth. So I keep bone broth in the fridge at all times, and you cannot taste it when you add it to this. You just taste the flavor of the Kate Farms. And honestly, I think the bone broth kind of dilutes it a little bit, so you don't have that super thick texture. But then over the next 2 nights, I'll drink basically one half and then another half. So one Kate Farms gets me through like 3 nights. So it just helps me extend the cost of it and gives me more calories. And so that's basically what I've been doing. I started with the 455 calorie 6-pack, but I am now trying to transition to the 325 calorie 12-pack, just again, cost-wise. I know it's like over 100 less calories, but I think I am making those calories up now as I eat throughout the day. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing to maintain my weight right now, hopefully put on some weight. I will let you know how that journey goes if I start gaining, but I'm at least not losing, and so I'm grateful for that. I also think I'm being more active now. I'm going out with the baby. I'm chasing a walking baby. She's not walking yet, but she's walking with her little walker. So we will have a walker very soon. But I'm chasing her around most of the day. And so I'm just burning more calories also than I was. And so I think that may be why I'm not gaining the way I was hoping I would be. But we're getting there. And my body feels okay. I don't feel like I'm missing nutrients or anything like that. I mean, sometimes I get tired in the middle of the day still, but that can just be mom life. It can be still recovering. They tell me it'll be 18 months before I feel somewhat like a normal day. And we're at almost 6 months out of radiation. So, you know, the joys of treatment. But I hope that was helpful. If you're struggling to eat, gain weight, maintain weight, if you're losing a bunch of weight, I highly recommend liquid diet. Eating's just so tough if you're getting radiation on your throat, if you're vomiting from your chemo, it's really hard. Those were some of the darkest days. Like, no one wants to just feel nauseous all day and be throwing up every meal. And my gag reflex was so bad. So like I said, even a thick smoothie, when I was trying to do like an avocado, banana, like get in fresh stuff, even that, I couldn't do it. With the radiation, once it got so bad, my gag reflex was just too high. And so the thinner liquids were really the only thing I could do. And the Boost very high calorie is the way to go, just to get your highest calories in the least amount of stuff you have to put in your body. But then I would recommend switching to the Kate Farms when you can, when you're starting to do less, because the ingredients are just better. And if you like the Boost, just keep doing it. I mean, really, at this point, I've started to think, you know, everyone tells you, avoid this, but I was avoiding a lot of that stuff before any of this, and here I am. So you just eat what you can eat when you can eat it. Everything, really, in my mind, it's everything in moderation. And yes, for a little while, you maybe, obviously 3 boosts, 4 boosts a day is not moderation, but it's a short amount of time that you're having to do it, hopefully. So, hope that was helpful. This went on longer than I thought it was going to. Just spent almost 20 minutes talking about Boost and liquid diets. But these are all just things I've learned that I'm hoping to share that may help someone else. So, thanks for sticking with me if you made it this far. Good luck if you're someone who's having to do this. I will be thinking about you. Please ask me any questions if you have any. All right. Bye, guys.